Hey, fellow pastors, McKay here. Most of us would love people to share our sermons, whether it be just talk about it with other people or share the audio or video link with friends, people at work. We would love them to share our sermons, but they don't as much as we would like. So if you'll make this one simple change, I guarantee people will respond differently to your next sermon. But first, we must face two realities. And the first is that your people can't share what they don't remember. And the second is that they won't share what doesn't change their lives. So here's this simple shift that you can make. And it is so easy. Title your sermon for application, not just information. And then build the sermon to meet the promise of that title. For example, a sermon on Psalm 51 could be titled The Power of Repentance. Or you could title it with an application focus, How to Respond to Rebuke. Now it's set up for real living application. Same text, same idea, different title. And now the guy who just got chewed out by his boss that week has something to lean into, or the husband challenged by a spouse, or a child confronted by a parent. It becomes very real and practical in a way that could change their lives and make it simple enough to understand and then share it with somebody else. Or a sermon on God's sovereignty could be simply the sovereignty of God or the God in control. Or you could tune it for application, calling it How to Find Peace in Your Worst Storm. Again, it could be the same text, same theological themes, but we're simply titling it for real life implications. An information-based title sounds more like a lecture, but the application one, it sounds like rescue. Information titles say, here's the concept. The application title says, here is the help that you need. And here's the bonus for you. When you title a sermon with application in mind, it forces you to name that one life impactful truth that you want the Spirit to leverage and bring into the lives of your people. When we get that one thing clear, that is going to impact their lives in a practical way, then the sermon practically writes itself. So here's how to try this on this Sunday's sermon text. First, write your informational title. Write the concept-focused version you would naturally use. Then ask, what does this actually do for a hurting person? How can it functionally change their lives? So number 3, rewrite the title as the answer to that question. For instance, if you're preaching on the purpose of prayer, ask what it does, and you might come up with something like how to pray when God feels or seems silent. You now have something to leverage the truth toward in a way that will be understandable and impactful and now shareable. Priest 360 is our tool that is built to walk you through exactly this kind of clarity building process. It asks the right questions step by step so that you can move from abstract concept to life-changing help from a distinctively cross-tethered framework. We can say it like this: the platform guides you through the sermon prep process to build messages people actually remember and share. You can get started with all of this for free at preach360.com. And I guarantee your next sermon, people will respond differently.